that time again, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, children of all ages, gather round because it's time to get down as we get down to that millions.co beat down. Now, who do I have in the house? Oh, it's going to get a little bit in fuego because I've got Dante, the Inferno Kirkman in the house. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. Thank you for the intro.
I mean, come on, this is how we
Yeah.
do. All right, look, you are 4-0-0. Not only have you won 4 fights in a row and on a 4-fight win streak, if you could do the math at home, please keep up. Put your shoes back on. I got it. 4-fight win streak, 4-0 in his career, and he's going to Stanford at the same time. Look, how do you do it all?
I just love boxing and I just keep pushing through my faith.
All right, man. Yo, that's what. Are you not the most humble person on the face of the planet, bro? You're going to Stanford, one of the top schools in the country. You are 4-0 in your career. What has been some of the things that you've had to overcome to be able to be both a fighter and a student all at the same time and be successful at both?
Well, I would say as a fighter, people underestimate me a lot just because I'm a nerd. Um, and then just overall, I would say just time. Like there's only so many hours in the day, and I am at one of the most demanding universities in the world and in one of the most demanding sports in the world at the same time. So it's not easy, but like I'm just thankful I'm surrounded by like a very supportive team, and by the grace of God, I've been able to continue.
All right, so a couple things that I found out about you is that you truly believe in art and athletics and how they coincide and how they can be beneficial for everyone. I believe that. Look, if you're in my condo outside of this, all of my art is Monets and Van Goghs. Obviously, not real ones because I can afford that. But how do you believe that art and athletics meet, and what? How does that create a balance for you?
Well, everybody in boxing says that boxing is a lot similar to like a dance and it's its own art. But I think people could just kind of say that and don't really, think about that. And I really feel it's like boxing is physical and emotional. Art at times can be physical and it's emotional, and whether it's photography, painting, whatever, um, or dance, whatever it is, it's just a form of expression. And art is really just expression, and boxing is an expression.
Now, when you want to create art, you want to step away from studying, you want to step away from beating people in the face, neck, breast, and chest area, and you want to get into the art. What's something that you use to relax?
In the arts,
Yeah.
I do photography a lot, so I've actually been doing well, I'm gonna graduate in like 5 weeks, and so at the end of the year, we're gonna have like a senior art show, and so like I'll be having like photographs of that I've taken in boxing, and just kind of just tried to alter from traditional sports photography into trying to show the psychology of boxing, just to the best that I can.
Yo, that's awesome. I absolutely love that about you. Being able to just be able to find balance, right? Isn't that something that you've focused on as you've gotten older and getting into this fight game? Is finding a balance between everything that you have to do. And I think it would be really beneficial for somebody like yourself who has to struggle with classes every single day. Call me sometime when you have no class, but don't. Oh, actually, I got that. All right, we got that. But seriously, as other people are looking at you and looking towards you, and trying to find their own way, what are some pieces of advice that you could give somebody going, I've got way too much to do. I would love to get into it. How do you take that first step?
Well, for me, I'm a man of faith, so I would say, if like you put God first, He will handle everything that you can't handle, and that makes the load a lot easier. And like just being honest with yourself as to what you can do. It's like what I do is like it's very hard, like physically, and like it gets very exhausting, but I'm like honest with myself of like, can I wake up and do this today? Yes, I can. Can I later in the day when I don't have that much energy go run? Yes, I can.
Right.
Will I enjoy it? Maybe, maybe not. But like I love the life that I have and I'm blessed, so I'm gonna try and apply myself to the best that I can. So just I would say just put God first and apply yourself to what you truly believe you can do deep down.
You know what? That's good advice for anybody, no matter what you believe in.
Mhm.
Now, I'm a firm believer in getting kids off of streets and getting them into sports. Boxing is one of the ways that we can get inner city kids off of the streets and into a gym, and
Mhm.
working with people who will create a better lifestyle for them mentally and physically. I worked very closely with the San Juan Center in Hartford, Connecticut when I was there doing my stint at ESPN, and I loved the fact that we were able to take kids off the streets, because if we take kids off the streets, we keep them off of drugs.
Yeah.
And don't do drugs, kids, because you know what? You're not going to go anywhere. You started boxing at 10 years old. What was the catalyst to get you into the ring for the first time? Was it a mother, an uncle, or just I want to get in there and do it?
Well, I think it was a little bit of me wanting to do it, but being inspired by my dad. My dad, he was an amateur boxer, and because of that, he was a boxing fan, and so we would watch like Floyd Mayweather and stuff on TV, and so that like watching like Floyd and just like how like masterful he was and just how like artful he was, that really inspired me and intrigued me. And then as soon as I got into the sport, like the like I just got with my coach Eddie Croft, and he just
Yes.
like continued to like feed me knowledge, and I just love it. So like I still love it to this day of just like being able to like learn new things, get new experiences, and push myself to the limits.
So, what was it like growing up watching Mayweather do what Mayweather did? And now being a part of Mayweather's camp, Mayweather's promotion. Talk to me about let's talk about how you got there, what some of the steps were to get you there. And B, what was that feeling like when you got the phone call or got the ask and said, hey, you can be a part of our promotion? Talk to us about that.
Well, I was a part of the promotion as an intern, not as a fighter. So like I think what was interesting about that was that I um finally got to explore the boxing world from an intellectual standpoint and not just as a fighter, but seeing how things are done behind the scenes and how boxing operates as a business. And I really do believe that was extremely beneficial to me. Just because like nobody really fighters don't really have that much control over their careers and don't really know how things get broken down in like contracts and stuff like that. And but just being able to um be a part of like professional fight weeks at the biggest scale was definitely super beneficial.
Now, May 24th, that's the big day. That's what we're all talking about. All
Yeah.
the kids are talking about it on the internet. Millions.co, we're talking about it pay per view. It's about to go down. Benjamin's Boxing. Talk to me about Jose Manuel Gomez. He is your opponent.
Yep.
You are 4-0. You have proven yourself in the squared circle, if you will. What do you think you have over Jose that is going to push you to victory?
Well, he's got like decent experience. Like I know he's been boxing since he was young, just like me. And like I've seen and studied his fights, and I've approached his stuff with my team. But like no disrespect to him. Like I believe he's a tough fighter, but like I just know what I'm capable of. I have a very high boxing IQ, and my physical abilities can back that up. So it's really just that simple that like I believe I'm ahead mentally and physically. So that just we know the outcome of that.
All right, so we know you've got two TKOs. You've got two decisions. Call it right now. Are we gonna see another decision? We gonna see a true knockout, or are we gonna see another TKO? And in which round are you calling it?
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
That
No one wants to answer that, but guess what? You came to me.
that's tough. And like I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like I'm gonna be very truthful about this answer. I think realistically, um there's an opportunity for a knockout, but I believe it'll probably be a decision. Um I mean, like any fight has an opportunity for knockout, but like I know my speed and power, and I know what I bring mentally, and the opportunities that I can create for myself to get a knockout. But like I said, like he's an experienced fighter, so I'm gonna give him that respect. So I just believe I'll win by decision.
All right, I like that. Now let's talk about some of the stuff that you go through as a fighter to get prepared. Are there any particular things that you eat during your training camp that you wouldn't normally eat outside of training camp that really help you and your body get focused and get locked in?
Um, that's hard because like I eat clean like basically year round. Like even when I'm not in training camp, I've never been one on getting like too big. Like some fighters put on like 20, 30 pounds. I don't really do that. Like I'll like
What's the most weight you have ever had to cut?
um I actually don't know that number.
You know what? That's great. I actually like that about you
Yeah.
because you know what? Cutting it has become such a big part of the fight game now. I mean, it
Yeah.
is so huge, and it is not healthy for us to do that all the time.
Yes.
And so I like the fact that you know why you haven't needed to know the number because it hasn't been that big of a number. Okay, and you've gotten there each time. But all right, so let's go with the let's transfer over to this question.
Mm.
How about this? What's the first thing you go for after you make weigh-in? Is it a Twinkie?
Mm.
What's the first thing you go for at the buffet after
Well,
you make weigh-in?
after the weigh-in, it's still business. So I'll answer this question as after the fight because after the weigh-in, I still eat to prepare for the fight. So I don't eat anything that I shouldn't be eating.
You're such a
Um,
good your parents love you so very much, don't they? I mean, you're just you're and your coaches must love you too. Oh, you want to go on and get a beer and a bunch of hot wings? All right, Patty, settle down over there. You know, so so you keep it going. All right, all right. So then let me take the question in the right way. You're done with the fight. It's over. You've won. They've raised your hand. What is the first thing you're going to go eat
I hot
afterwards?
pancakes, and that
All
is
right, there you go.
yeah, that has been a thing since I was in the amateurs.
IHOP, baby.
I I have I've had just about everything on that menu. So um yeah, I guess I would consider myself an IHOP connoisseur.
Now, do you go to Denny's or is it just IHOP?
Oh
Have
no,
you been to
it's
a
just
Waffle
IHOP.
House?
It's 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 I don't think there's any Waffle Houses on the West Coast, but
No,
no,
they're not. Next time you're
yeah.
on the East Coast, if you're in Atlanta, go to a Waffle House. You'll thank me in the morning.
I,
All right.
I've had some. I've had some of their chocolate chip peanut butter waffles, which I must say it was up there. But
That's
IHOP
not on
loyal.
your clean eating
That
list, buddy.
well, that's you said after the fight, so
No, cheat day. Gotta
y-
have a cheat day.
yeah.
Hey, even The Rock makes chocolate chip cookies on his cheat day, just so you know, because it doesn't matter what your weigh-in is when you're in the WWE. All right. Now, I got to ask you one more question about some of the stuff that you do, because
Mhm,
as an up and coming fighter, I want to know what are some of the clothes because everybody wants to know the style. That's what we're all
mhm.
about, right? We watch the NBA players walk in with their style. What are some of the clothes that you wear to help you train, or just in the regular that are sports related that everybody could get down for?
Um, I would say like one of the biggest brands that I like are probably Box Raw. They're boxing related sportswear, just like
No,
um,
really? Oh my god, I never guessed.
that yeah, like nice related, like just light compression type gear. So like I like to wear like gear that's like just nothing extra, nothing like too loose. Just something that like is meant for training. Nothing that like I'll have to adjust myself for. Just something that's like I'm not even noticing it really.
So is it something that, like, you would be comfortable sleeping in? Is that what you wanna train in, that type of wear?
Yeah, I do sleep in the stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I
See?
do
I
sleep in
could tell, I knew it. I was like, "That dude wakes up in the morning and goes,
stuff.
well, I'm gonna have to take a shower afterwards, so we're going to training camp." Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, that is absolutely awesome. Before I let you go, we gotta get into 5 questions. That's right, it's quick fire questions, 5 questions to you, before we close this out and say hello, or say goodbye, I should say. Alright, first and foremost, I need to know what your hardest class or your hardest, um yeah, what was your hardest class in college? Like, come on, what's the one that you're like, I do not want to wake up for that?
Um, ooh. That's that's tough. I wouldn't necessarily say they're like too hard. I did have a class that was
He's
on.
smart. You can just tell. Yo, you don't get into Stanford because your grades are trash, by the way. He had a 4.0 in high school and probably did every single club, including Glee Club, as well.
Like I had a class last I guess last quarter that was just about like sustainable energy in the US, and like that was just like it was just like computations and stuff like that, and like ideation of like solutions and stuff, but like that wasn't super like hard. It was just like that's not what I do, so
You
like
just
I
didn't
would
want to
say,
go to that class. Like,
oh,
that
I
was
didn't want to
you.
go to that class at all.
Exactly. All right. You know what? I'll take you on that one. All
Yeah.
right. I had already asked you my second question, so I'm going to throw in another one.
Okay.
All right. In high school, what would you have been voted most likely to?
um it should wait like most likely like for the future or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah. For the
the
future, in the back of the yearbook, that most likely.
oh
What would have been your picture? What would they have put under that?
probably just most likely to be a professional athlete, like because people knew I was an athlete, but like I don't think they really knew how seriously, but if it had to be anything it would probably be that, I guess.
Now, how many pro athletes from Palo Alto, Cali?
I would say like from my high school, like Devonte Adams, who's in the
Oh,
NFL.
Devontae! Come
Yeah,
on, brother. I'm in Viva Las Vegas. So we did love him for a few years,
yeah.
but now he's not.
Yeah, he played football with my brother growing up,
Oh, that's
and
cool. Nice guy
uh,
too, by the way.
yeah. Jeremy Lin,
Oh no, really?
Lin Sanity. So,
Yeah, let's Sandy. Let's go to Harvard right now and throw some basketballs
and
around.
and in the MLB, Jock Peterson, I think.
Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So
All
that's
right.
football, basketball, baseball. So I got boxing.
Yeah, you got everything right in there, and then you went to boxing. Now, this question
Mhm.
you're not gonna like.
Okay.
You're gonna hate this question. Who wins in a fight between Mayweather versus Ward?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see you did your
Yeah,
research.
by the way, his 2
um.
favorite fighters are Mayweather and Ward, by the way. Just so you all know at home.
um. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Mayweather.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah. So it's not too much to say, but I like no disrespect to Ward, but I just
obviously,
think
obviously.
Mayweather is the best fighter of all time. So
Yeah, you know what? There's a really strong argument there. We can go about that all day long, and you know
mhm.
what? He might come up on top each and every single time. However, it depends. It's just like LeBron versus Michael. There are different well, because is it Muhammad Ali? Is it Tyson? Is it Mayweather?
Mhm.
Is it Sugar Ray? I
Mhm.
don't know.
Mhm.
It depends on when you grew up and who you grew up watching. I feel like it
Could be Sugar Ray, but
it might be Sugar Ray.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying. Just saying. All
Yeah.
right. Now this one is a question you're gonna love to answer.
Hmm.
Okay, because I feel like you're gonna have a good one on this. What pushes you when you want to quit?
My self belief and faith in God. I believe that I was given a very specific life, like by God, and like whether that's to just pursue my own dreams or to inspire people. I believe I was just given a specific purpose, and I want to fulfill that purpose. And I'm like I love pushing myself. So and I do what I love. Like everybody wants to be able to do what they love, and I love boxing. So I've just been blessed, really. So yeah.
You know what? That makes it being blessed and what do they always say, right? If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah. Like,
So
that's
no
how it
one would
feels.
guess that you love punching people in the face, but guess what? You happen to be good at it, and you'll never work a day in your life because you just get gonna keep throwing that jab because it
Yep.
sets up every other punch. All right,
Yep.
last question for 5 questions brought to you by Newhouse. If you love furniture, either office decor or home decor, please go over to newhouse.com. Trust me, if you're sitting in a gaming chair right now, oh, I'm sorry for you. Do you think Rick Ross, the boss, sits in a gaming chair? No, he sits in a Newhouse chair. Go to newhouse.com. Use code Logan Radio Rocks. I'll save you money. Now, here you go. Question of the day. Last question of 5 questions. Here we go. I meant to hit that one. It happened. All right. Which would you rather watch on a Sunday afternoon, boxing or MMA?
Boxing, without a doubt. Yeah.
With you didn't even flinch on that
Yeah.
bet,
Yeah.
right?
Boxing.
You
Yeah.
didn't even flinch. All right. Speaking of flinching, Jose Manuel Gomez on Benjamin's Boxing, May 24th. You are going to get the win. Tell me right now, what round? How does it go?
Well, I'd say if it's a knockout, which I believe it'll probably be a decision, but just a clean boxing, clean display of my boxing skills. So I guess that would be a 6 round decision. But if it's a knockout, I predict somewhere around the 3 to 4 range.
All right, 3 to 4 range. And he's not talking about age, kids. He's talking about rounds, baby, rounds, round and round. All right, last question. This has nothing to do with 5 questions, but I always like asking it because it
Mhm.
is one of the questions that young fighters hate to answer about themselves. What do you think is the one thing you need to work
Um, hmm. I think I think there's a couple answers to this question. I think one of them is I think I just need more time. And I think I'll get a lot of time after I graduate
on?
to, and I think I'll definitely continue to like. I've been jumping in skill after every fight I've ever had, even in the amateurs, but especially as a pro. But I think once I graduate, I will continue to climb like a significant level. So something related to that, but I'll try to give you a different answer as well. Um, maybe like I don't know. That's a tough question. Yeah,
It
I
is
don't.
a tough question,
Yeah.
right? That's why no one likes answering it. I totally get it. It is a tough question. It's hard to look on yourself, and also it's before a fight, and no one wants to talk about what they're good at or what they're bad at. But I like when fighters look inwards to themselves before a fight because it opens yourself up to understanding where you can move forward. If you don't see what happened behind you, you'll never be able to move forward. And
Mhm.
I use visualization as a broadcaster, and I hope that you use visualization as well as a
Yeah,
fighter. I think it's very important.
all
Um,
the time.
Now, this is the time where I'm going to give you a chance. Promote the fight, promote your sponsors, promote your club, promote everybody that has done anything good for you. Help tell your mom you love her, and also talk about anything that you want to talk about. This is your time right now.
Well, like you said, mom, I love you. My dad also. But definitely like my team and my supporters Eddie and Casey Croft, they are the ones that really make this whole boxing thing go. And then also my supporter snack system, they manage all of my workouts, really just with the major help of Casey Croft, just like fully leading the way and getting me prepared. I would say to my fans, I appreciate just taking your time to even watch this interview or watch any of my highlights or fights, and I just hope you continue to follow my journey. Check me out on Instagram or TikTok, whatever, at Dante Kirkman or some variation of that, but just DanteKirkman. And yeah,
Well, you know what? That's how you get it done right there. Let everybody know how to get in touch with you. Look, I have had nothing but a pleasure getting to know you. I believe in you. 4-0. Look, the only person that's going to beat you right now is yourself. And I think you have a great team behind you. You have a good head on your shoulders. And I'm looking forward to what the future will bring. Thank you, Dante, for being here with us. I am Logan Summit. This has been the Logan Summit Show. Make sure that you do this. Be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock
mhm.
like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe. And make sure that you check out my man, Dante the Inferno Kirkman. And that will be Benjamin's Boxing on May 24th. You'll be able to catch it right here on millions.co. Hey, thanks for being here, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, they won't let me talk to you after this.